Mm.
So I think we left off last time
Murdering a bunch of snakes, and I'm sitting
starting.
on my throne.
Yep, sitting on a secondary throne. Uh, the first of which was on the ship, I guess. Not sure you ever did that during any of CJ's campaigns, so I don't know what effect I have on monks, but
There's nothing to sit on.
He's evolving.
yeah, CJ
Yeah.
never once described a single chair in his entire campaign.
There was never anything to sit
so,
on.
so Smallleaf has had it, and he's making goddamn chairs out of bones. Yeah, so we started at this camp. We found that it was potentially abandoned and stuff like that. Or obviously had been used before.
Oh
Like there was a
yeah.
fire and there's like the little log seats and stuff like that. There is this kind of like stream that's nearby, this creek. It's not like a river or anything crazy. We have the trees and stuff here, but we I think did the normal night routine, and then yeah, we just we got jumped by snakes. In fact, it was Ethan has his sword of warning, and I think that actually triggered to help a lot of people.
Mhm.
Smallleaf was up in the tree to the north, so he did not. He was not like in the range, but Mo failed like something. Like I think he was the only one.
Mo was out of range because he was in the hammock. Because
Oh right,
Ethan was here, but Mo was here.
yeah, true.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Smallleaf, Radair, and Elysia were within range, and Mo was out.
Smallleaf was not, but
Oh,
Radair and Elysia were. That's how that one went,
okay.
I think.
Right.
Because Smallleaf was in the tree, Mo was here, and we were kind of at the fire.
And we still have yet to see the giant ape.
Yeah,
Right.
he's chilled somewhere.
Yeah,
We hope.
true. He
Or
he
he's
went
dead.
off to the west. Yeah, and we actually that's a good point. We don't know.
Is this map again true north, or is it?
Um,
Nothing in this
let me
campaign's
think
ever
about
true
it.
north.
The only map that was screwed up was the village map,
Okay, perfect.
where to the right was north. Like it was just rotated to the right.
Okay, just making sure that this one is true north.
Yep. So we have up is north, south is west. Oh no!
What kind of place is this?
Top right is east, and there is no south.
But is there a west?
South is
The
up.
pit,
There's always a west.
Time is literally being folded.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, south is literally straight up into the sky.
Yeah.
And there is no sun. It's just a happy baby.
Yep. Right. And we're
West
all
is-
Teletubbies now.
East is an additional direction separate from east
your
and
shape.
west. That is down at a 30-degree angle, slanted
In the ocean.
in the ocean. Oh man.
Wait, DM Teletubby campaign when?
Gentlemen.
That's what lies on the other side. That's what lies on the other side of the mountain.
I would like to request the yellow one because I will be a bard, and that one looks most like the music note.
I think Rodare will probably be the red Teletubby.
Why do you say that?
Oh, I posted it in Discord.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Oh,
got
I
like
was
a
gonna
red
say,
cape
yeah,
on.
I get, yeah, I was gonna say it's because of the red cape. Then Tim can be,
I'm clearly the green one.
yeah, I was gonna say the
Yeah.
green one
That
for,
or the blue one with the triangle.
The green one is like
For the woods.
looks the shortest in the picture.
yeah.
Well, the blue one though is perfectly balanced, as all monks should be.
Well, my only thought is I could hang from a tree with the triangle.
He is
Okay,
T posing.
okay.
He is T-posing.
Yeah. Also, we should at Ryan and say we can hear you.
No, Jesus.
I think CJ has to do it because that
Yeah.
was.
We can hear you again.
Yeah. No. We can hear you, and then in parentheses,
It
yes.
made
you.
everybody paranoid. Like, what?
Yeah, even my cousin was like, "What? What the hell?"
You see that on
Um,
your
I didn't
phone,
even
like,
know. Like, I didn't even think that. Like, if I said that,
yeah,
it would go out to all of them, which makes
right.
sense.
And
What
like,
this is, we went from "we can hear you" to following that is him gorilla picture.
everybody,
it's never a
everybody
good
sees
look.
that.
Uh,
The hell is that?
Gah.
This doesn't need to exist in chat. It's
Right.
gone.
Um. Yep. So attacked by snakes. Um. There's a point where. Oh, and then. Right, Ethan actually died during the combat because the red water snake, which Smallleaf is currently sitting on,
One shot him.
is yeah, just freaking tackled
He's
him
got like what 4 hit points or
to
something.
death. Yeah. But he did like I'm pretty sure I had him like air quote level up. I think I said that I was gonna like actually level him up, but I didn't. Let me see here.
He can just
Of
mirror
course.
Yep.
my
He needs to
stat.
become a. He needs to
Yeah.
become a
He
level
needs to evolve into a better Pokemon.
level
Come on.
14 commoner.
Rub
Into an Ethamon.
rub the thunderstone on him.
Then he'll ascend into Ethon.
Yeah, Ekans. Ebok. There was a point where Elysia used the chat log spell, and moved the water. And we
Control the chat
saw,
log.
yeah, right, the wall of text. And moved the water, so we saw the rest of the snakes. Then we dealt with them. I don't think there was really. I think Mo got hit pretty low, but Elysia did heal. I think for the first
Heal to
time.
full.
Yep,
Yeah,
twin heal.
on
Heal to
herself.
also-
Full.
I think.
Radair did some things with some logs.
Yeah, the
Yes,
animate-
correct. I totally
animate
forgot
Some
that.
object.
things with some tiny objects.
Yeah,
They were
he actually
logs.
took this. Oh no, there was like the pile of wood that we had for the fire. Yeah,
You guys ever see Ed and Nettie? I just picture like Plank.
Oh,
Right.
Jesus.
Radair
With
just-
a face. With a
the
stupid
face.
face.
yeah.
Read a
Flying
dozen
towards
planks.
you.
Basically. Um. Yeah, 1 second.
I don't know why in the last session I did not think about Ed, Nettie, and Plank.
Right. Um.
Man.
Right. So
But yeah, Elysia
animated
did do a
snakes.
twin heal on Mo.
Yeah, and herself, I believe, was the second target.
Yep, absolutely.
Then we were preparing. Oh, it was. I think Radair was looking for downed trees that he
Yep,
could
to
potentially
animate.
reanimate. And as he was coming over here, he noticed that the ground was disturbed or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's when Elysia used, and I'm just looking at the
Earth.
chat log. Yeah, you used mold earth.
Yep.
I forget what that perception check was for.
From my recollection, regardless of check, Elysia made the area bright with the sun sword, moved the dirt with that. I think somebody looked into it to see if what was down there. It was a pile of corpses.
Right.
Radair did divine sense to
Right.
see
It was a
if
pile
they
of
were.
men in white,
Yep,
like that
and
clothing.
Radair. Correct. And then Radair did a divine sense to see if they were undead, and they were.
But they
and then-
weren't like. Yeah.
They weren't moving.
Right.
But they were not. They
right.
were
Like
undead.
you said, they're dead undead. Like they're have the tag, but yeah, they're not.
Correct.
Animated.
And they were very similar in look with the eyes to the priests of the village. So I think it was believed that they might have been either like failed
Right.
turnings of the men in white or something, and then Elysia kind of like covered them again, and then began the channel for Planar Ally.
Okay.
I remember you ending with Planar Ally.
Yep.
Because we're like, what?
Yeah, and
Yeah, never
basically
did that
the
before.
specific question that I remember that you asked was asking for aid from like Ra or whatever, just shotgunning
Yeah.
towards that, not just any aid, but obviously with your religious background. I mean, I guess that's a cleric only spell, so I guess it's a no. Actually, is it a cleric only spell?
I don't think so. I think
I'll. It might be Paladin too, but I'll Don John and let you know.
I feel like sorcerers can do it too.
Yeah, I was gonna say plain. I mean, it's planar, so it's not. It's not like divine intervention or something. Like it's just
Now I think the one spell that Gizmo had, where like I could like ask like a question, I
right.
think was
That
religious,
one was
like or
called.
I think that was like Templar only
Yeah, yeah,
or Paladin, yeah, whatever,
yeah. Tempest cleric.
cleric.
Yeah, yeah.
Nope. Yeah, Planar Ally is cleric only.
Is
Interesting.
it?
Okay.
Oh,
Yep. But because I am a divine sorcerer, I have access to cleric spell
Yeah.
list.
Right. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
just
I consider you more of a cleric than a
I'm a
sorcerer.
cleric with more spell slots.
But every time you cast fireball, you get closer to a sorcerer.
always the fireball.
Yeah.
But no,
Please
that
move
is
your
a cleric
slider.
only. Yep, that's a cleric only spell.
Okay.
Just googled it.
Um.
Damn Google.
Um. Yeah.
Mark Google Bro.
Crawford. Jeremy.
I work with a Crawford.
Crawford when?
Noise.
Oh,
So,
as a side note, it is stupid how expensive D&D books are in Barnes and Nobles, and then as Jordan
oh
pointed
yeah,
out,
they're like
Amazon sells
50.
them and they're like $20.
Yeah,
I can't believe
they're
that.
like $50 in the store. In fact, I just got two more books. I got um Tasha's Cauldron or whatever, and then just one of the other campaign books just to have it.
I can't believe that fucking expensive still,
Yeah.
like normally.
I mean, it's like that's pure shipping and markup.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it can't even be shipping because yeah, you buy it from Amazon for no more than 30. And I think their most popular book, or I should say, their most expensive is Ravenloft. It's at
Like
like
that's
33 or 34, I think.
oh okay. That's
That's a
not
demand
that
issue
much more.
because that is a good
Yeah,
one.
Right.
yeah.
And I think it's
That
honestly
campaign
they're
is
one of their biggest, if not the biggest, fifth edition book.
yeah in terms of length.
Yeah. Like I think
Yeah,
there's
because
600 pages or something in it, which
yeah,
is
because Ghosts of Saltmarsh was a little, I think was a little shorter,
hmm,
not by much, but and
yeah.
then the
Saltmarsh was big
yeah. Well, actually, I guess I should say, if I remember correctly, it was
comparatively.
just a little shorter,
Yeah.
whereas the other campaign book I got, which was the Tales from the Yawning Portal, that one's considerably shorter.
Right.
I mean, it's still, decent size, but compared to
Yeah.
Curse of Strahd and Ghosts of
Yeah,
Saltmarsh,
cuz I
it's
think Curse of Strahd or yeah, right, that's what it's called. Curse of Strahd has a lot of like whatever they would call like source book information to allow you to like kind of make your own stuff in that world a little bit
a
more
little bit
whereas
more.
whereas the other ones are like in which case they just released like another Ravenloft book too, which is actually just the source book. So it's like, oh my god, guys, like when's the Ravenloft movie coming out on Netflix? Come on, any day now,
I'd be down for that.
right?
But
All
I
the
mean,
class stereotypes.
yeah, it's a really good setting and adventure. Like it's, in my opinion, it's the best like published one they've released. Just it like not just that specific book, but just in terms of like
Right.
across all editions.
Yeah, and like from
See,
my memory of it,
Barnes and Noble sells like a big like it's like a sarcophagus for like Curse of Strahd shit, and it's
oh
like $100. And
yeah,
it comes with all this stuff, and the only reason I want to get it is because it's so goddamn huge. It's
right.
so ridiculous.
Well, it probably comes with those bonus like the tarot cards that Madame Ava had.
Oh
Like, I think
yeah,
it
yeah.
physically comes with those that you could hand to players, which would be
Mm,
pretty, you know.
Does it include like does that coffin thing include like minis and
I think so.
like
And it
tiles and
comes
stuff?
with like the DM screen and stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, the
I feel
whole
like
nine yards.
Let me see if Amazon sells it. Probably.
I feel,
It's probably like $400.
Yeah, I'm sure it's
I
just
feel like
called
one
like
thing
deluxe
about
edition.
I feel like one thing about Curse of Strahd is it allows the DM to kind of like if they want to if they want to like there's a lot of leeway between how meat grinder you want it because I didn't
Hmm.
look up anything about Strahd until we were done and then just seeing where it's like oh the ghost house and stuff like that like
I just hear Curse of Strahd
I can make
revamped
that
premium edition
Yep,
D&D box set
56,
55.
55.95.
you fucking rounding asshole get
Yeah,
out of here no
Yeah, Curse of
nope
Strahd is
Yeah,
very
it looks
flexible.
like the actual tarot card deck.
yep, Taraka or whatever they call it.
Because like Curse of Strahd, they gave you guidance if you wanted to just play the like original module, like just the material in the original module. Uh, if and then if you wanted to, yeah, kind of give you some guidance on how to pace it differently if you wanted to. And like when we played, I
yeah
mean, we didn't even do like half of what was in the book because we were a higher
And,
level.
uh,
Yeah,
We're kind of out leveled a lot of it.
I was thinking you could probably play Curse of Strahd 3 times, like with a different character, and not really play the same game each time.
Yeah, that is true.
I guess a lot of the
Because I mean,
castle
the
would be
the items
similar,
would
but yeah.
yeah the end would be similar because
Right.
it'd be go to the castle and confront Strahd, but yeah, like where the items show up could drastically change like what and like who your ally is.
Somebody goes to fight Strahd in the church, and it's just like, Strahd's like, haha, wait, what are you doing with that giant tape roll? And it's somebody taping that crack in the wall in the corner. Like, no, no, no. You're not going downstairs.
yeah my
what are you doing with that
what's
big container of cement over there?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
you the metagame is you begin as a dwarf and your background is mason and your flaw is you cannot stand if there's a crack in a wall.
Yeah.
So you go and like fix up his castle, get rid of like all the
Yeah.
the little escape passages that he could.
I could have made Gizmo that way because I had like the stone
The
the
stone
fuck is it
sense or
called?
whatever.
Yeah, with
That
like the hidden
stone
doors and shit.
that came in handy a lot, like way more than I would have
More,
anticipated
yeah,
actually.
more than Jeremy
I
Crawford
thought
intended.
it was just fitting because it's like dwarves like live in the like mountains and shit. So it's like, oh look, a rock.
Yeah, and I think it was just advantage on intelligence checks or something, or just like any
It was
check
something
with
like that.
stone. Yep.
Because we went back to the we went back to a couple different places, like back in fucking Hamlet and shit. And Gizmo was like, "Hey, look what I found." And we're like, "Well, that wasn't there before."
Right. So
So
we fought the
Yeah, everybody
snakes.
so
Um, yeah, and
planar
then
ally.
planar ally, and then left off with the question of, I guess it was just pointed towards like what's going on with this island. I don't think it was so much about like where is the treasure. It was like I think it was about wanting to know the like the undeath, the ritual thing, wasn't it?
I think if I recall, it was almost like slightly twofold. It had nothing to do with treasure. It was more of help with the immediate undead in a pit situation, and then further, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
So it was almost like what is going on with this corpse pile, and then further, why is this corpse pile?
Yeah.
Maybe that's how I would better explain it.
Yep.
All the corpse piles.
So, um, I think Planar Ally is, yeah, 10-minute casting time. So during that time, Small Leaf is sitting on the snake. I expect that not to change. And then I think Redair and Mo were just guarding sides of Elysia, but I think Redair, you said something about maybe looking for uh, other trees or looking at that down tree or something, if you happen to remember.
I forget. Renair was definitely guarding though, like just remaining alert for danger.
Yeah.
Um,
And I guess
while
keeping an
Elysia was
eye on the
casting that.
pit and stuff.
Yeah. So I think I know at one point that is on his mind, like something that he wants to do, but maybe not right now.
Right. Yep. So the 10 minutes goes by. Everybody is is whatever where they are. I guess we don't really know when like Elysia is done. I don't know if like what languages does Elysia know?
She knows common, celestial, abyssal, infernal, primordial. I would assume if she's ever casting something, it would be in celestial, because I feel like
Right.
that's maybe what Ra would speak.
Yeah. Right. That makes sense. So you're saying this, and obviously Mo, which let me open up his sheet. I'm pretty sure he only has human languages. Whoa, they updated the sheet again. What the hell?
Don't say that.
My check, like, there's a bunch of check boxes that are blue now for me.
I do not have that.
Really? Yeah, okay. It might
Thank
just be.
Are
fuck.
you in a different web browser?
No, actually, to tell you the truth, Firefox updated
It might be that.
yeah, a major version, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they did some UI updates. So
My work
Because
one has that.
switched
Mine doesn't.
yeah,
I switched web browsers uh, um several weeks ago, and the different web browser I use has the blue check boxes.
yeah,
Like it looked different. I was like, oh well, that's weird.
yeah. I mean, it
But
doesn't look bad. It was just like, oh, okay.
yeah,
Um, yeah, he just knows. He knows longbow too, but that is a weapon, not a language. So, upon completion of the planar ally spell, which does it? It doesn't have. Yeah, it just is verbal somatic. I was gonna say the payment is up to whatever, like it's after the
up
fact
to
kind
the
of thing.
GN.
It's a hand wavy type thing.
It's a contract based on what the what the summon would want, and then
Yeah, just
yeah,
some whatever.
yep,
It's up to the DM. So,
basically.
whenever Elysia finishes the planar ally spell, I guess she would maybe be down, um, whatever, in some worshipping position or something, and then whenever she is
Mm-hmm.
done, I guess would, not to say that her eyes were closed, but maybe they were or something, and it's like, I'm just imagining her, like, maybe, like, down on the ground or whatever, and just, like, praying, saying this kind of thing. It's very magically enhanced prayer. So upon. And I guess I could actually have music playing this whole time.
Night amber dry.
Night amb.
Yeah.
So she
Typical
is.
abbreviation.
Oh no, actually, this isn't dry. This is wet. Creepy water.
Oh no.
Because there's water right
Night
there.
amber, creepy water.
So you finish that and like open up your eyes and maybe look up, and nothing seems to happen. But you start noticing somewhat of a I don't know. You kind of notice movement over by Mo, and he's standing here, and so maybe that calls to your attention. And Redair, what is your Passive perception,
17.
17. Okay, yeah. So you would immediately notice this too is like, oh, is something wrong? And you look over at Mo. Mo's standing here, and it looks like he's like kind of like walking backwards. And then Mo's just like, what is it? What, you don't have to. And he turns around and sees that there's nothing there, but something is pulling him over here in front of Elysia. Until eventually, like, you can tell from his feet that he wasn't, like, upon first glance, it just looks like, he's walking backwards for whatever reason towards you, Elysia. But then you realize that, like, his feet aren't moving. It's like he's being dragged.
Can I ask the question? Is he walking forward, or is he like Michael Jackson Thriller walking toward me?
It's more of like, honestly, like he's being dragged, so he's not even really moving his legs. He's just like, whoa, what? So he tries to dig in his heels, but it's pulling him over here.
Maybe Elysia would just, if that starts happening, like, I don't know if she would think that's anything, but maybe just like hold on.
Yeah, Mo's like, are you pulling a trick on me? Like, what? I didn't know that you could do this.
Elysia's just gonna kind of like
his hand on the hilt of his sword, ready to draw it.
What are you doing with that?
Just,
let me see.
We want the map, Mo.
Right. Yeah, right. I've been meaning to tell you. Like,
Gotcha, boy.
Ned sends his regards. Mo retires.
Duped you even longer than the whole entire campaign. I've been duping you, working with Ned.
Yeah.
That would be like a player to DM.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So Mo's like, I've been meaning to tell you guys. No.
I am Ned. Like, what?
Yeah, right. Ned was my son. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Mo,
You're like the same age.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly. He was older than you.
Yeah, Ned was older.
Yeah. I know.
Because I'm my own grandpa.
Travel, what you gonna do? Like,
I'm from the future.
No, even worse, I'm from the past. Mo, I don't think you know how any of this works. It's not making you good at lying. No, but it's true. And I'm scared. But yeah, so we also, just us, because I would say possibly Smallleaf is too far away, and with the sound of, the spring peepers and all the crickets and stuff. We hear kind of like a muffled voice coming from Mo. Like, not from his mouth or anything, but just like coming from...
It's as if he's being possessed, metagame.
It's not... it's not like, whatever you would call it, like, if it is, then it's like ventriloquism or something.
So he's more like a conduit, I suppose.
It could be,
like he's being forced to be a conduit.
Yeah, but like his mouth isn't moving, like he still seems to be like in control, but it's like coming out of him, almost like he's vibrating or something, or it's like.
Could Elysia roll an insight to see what is happening, or is this like too early in the process?
I would say. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I was trying to think. Yeah. You realize that the vibrating is coming from his pack.
In that case, maybe Elysia would like stand up and maybe like if Mo, typically maybe she would be a bit more like conscientious, but because this whole thing is going on, maybe she's gonna like reach for his pack and like look inside,
right,
for the source of whatever she thinks this rumbling is.
Right. So as you do that, Mo's like, "What? Is there another snake in there?" Like, what do you mean another snake? There was a first snake.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
if
you,
that's
yeah, you can open up his pack. Yep.
yeah, and if he would say that, I think Elysia would just ignore it at this point. She's kind of like singular mindset,
Right. Yeah.
so she's gonna open it, and I think it's a bag of holding, right? So maybe,
Yeah.
and I don't think,
His pack. He has the
or
bag of holding in his pack, but this is technically his.
uh,
It's a combination of a burglar's pack and an explorer's pack, so it's like
okay.
it's all in one. It's like a backpack type thing.
Okay. Because I was thinking it might have been in there, and I don't think she's seen
Right.
one before, so she might have like reached her hand and be like, "What?"
Yeah, like what's
But
in
yeah,
here? Like
if
the
it's
knives, like the daggers and the
but if
boat.
it's his
Yeah,
if
it's
it's his
just a
backpack,
backpack.
yeah,
Yep.
she's gonna reach in and try to look to the best of her ability, but maybe like grab onto things and see if she can like feel a vibrating thing that might match whatever we're hearing.
Yep. The moment that Elysia opens the pack, blinding light to all except Elysia spills out of the backpack. I mean, like, Redare, you're not in the,
The
the
stone.
pack opened up, and, it's like a huge spotlight, like, bat signal thing or whatever. But yeah, just blinding light is coming out of here. Brighter than, like, sunlight spell. It's not just, like, illuminating. Like, it is a laser beam of light.
So you're saying it's brighter than the bright light category?
You're like, DM, Jeremy would have made a category if there was light brighter than bright light.
The only two types of light are dim and bright.
Notice how Jeremy was careful not to make a category.
Of brightest light.
Even brighter.
Is there a brighter light? Is there? Point me to the page, DM.
Right, yeah. Show me, I have all the books here, including the first editions.
God, would anybody still have those?
I
I
think
look for them at yard sales.
think tech. Oh, you meant literally first edition. Okay, I meant like first printing of the books.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would say
I
my
think
coworker has a. I don't know if it's first edition, but it's a very early edition. It might. I want to say it was like before second. Like the editions were a little weird early on because it didn't
Right.
go from like first edition, second edition. It was like
it was like
like
regular D&D to advanced D&D,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
second
something like that.
edition.
Yeah,
Right. Oh, and then there was an OD&D, wasn't there? But I think that might
Yeah.
just have been the one before advanced, like
yeah.
labeled afterwards.
But yeah, there were technically like 2 or 3 versions of D&D before you got to second edition.
Right.
So, but anyway,
Um.
he had one of those
Yep. Um.
back when elf was a class and dwarf was a class.
Right. Yeah, because everybody was humans. It's like, I want to play a dwarf. That's a whole nother bag.
Yeah.
It's
You
like,
couldn't be a dwarf rogue. You could be a human rogue or a dwarf.
yeah. Oh. Um. Yeah.
Child-sized beings weren't invented then.
Right. Yeah. And halflings were literally hobbits until the Tolkien estate was like, no, don't do that. He's like, fine, they're halflings. They're
Half-bits.
half men folk.
Tiny
You
children
know,
people.
Yeah. They're
What?
like children babies.
What
The
happened?
reason half elf is the way it is, like like a one human parent, one elf parent, is because Gygax. Well, in Lord of the Rings, there's such a thing as a half elf, but
Right.
it's not biological in any way. It's like it's more magical. Like it's like if a human parent and an elf parent want a child.
Yeah, I mean,
they have
isn't
to,
Elrond half elven?
yeah, Elrond
Right.
is a half elf, but it's like they have to make a special quest to like whatever the gods are in that or whatever divine source
Right.
is in there or something. They make a request and then they get a child.
Right.
Where
They just get
like,
one.
They just get one, something like that. I don't know how. I don't know the details.
Right.
But Gygax thought a half elf was literally a biological.
Yeah, which makes
You
sense
know,
to me, but it's like,
yeah, and I mean, so that's why he made half elves that way, because people were like, "I'm gonna play a half elf like Elrond," and then he was like, "Oh, okay, you want to play a half elf?
yeah.
Here you go." And like,
Hey,
and then it was like the lore was completely, or not completely, but the lore was different than what people
right.
were really requesting. But anyway, side tangent.
So a
The light
beam
in
of blinding light shoots out of Mo's backpack.
So all of our sessions are just tangents.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't even begun playing yet. This is also a tangent. I'm just pretending.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, so a brighter than bright light,
Yeah.
because the DM can make
Yeah.
higher categories if he wants to.
Yeah.
So
Not.
So a
It's not
brighter-
the brightest light, but it is brighter light.
Is it have heat coming with it?
My
to
my racial class trait has come in handy for like the third time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does it feel like it's got heat to it?
So
Blindness
so
from light.
so she has opened the backpack, but I paused it there, so I don't know, Elysia, if you're going to try to reach further into the backpack or what. Like I just wanted to describe that because you could maybe want to pull your hand out or stab Mo or cast something.
Well,
This is like a
yeah.
decision
Stab
point.
Mo.
Like, do you go in
You bring it
further?
up.
Do you?
This
Yeah,
is
what
your
do you do?
This is your opportunity.
What do you
to-
do? Pretend that
Mo.
you are a Azamar cleric wizard in a swamp on an island, and you've been quested by a pathological liar to come here searching for treasure.
Okay.
You reach inside of his backpack, which illuminates the dark jungle floor and canopy with the light just spills out. And if you had to categorize the light, you would consider it to be brighter light. You would look at it and be like, yes, Jeremy Crawford.
We're gonna be stuck on this whole light business, aren't we?
Yeah.
So
Good session, guys.
So,
I'm gonna.
Mo is in a prone position. You have advantage on your
Right,
attack roll
yeah.
against him.
Exactly. And if you check Pathfinder source book 3,
Jesus.
Wait, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, Pathfinder's compatible with 3.5, which means it must be compatible with 5th edition.
right?
I think I have an answer.
Hmm.
So, Elysia would move the flap of the backpack to a way that it will remain open.
Yep.
And then almost as a singular motion, do that and reach up, almost as if Mo is like a tree or doesn't exist, and is going to remove the backpack from him. Return to like a prayer position, probably on her knees, and like look into the bag and say, something like, Ra, is that you? Because she has not seen anything like this since she has been in Saltmarsh or here. So she has kind of commanded control of the bag of
Why
light
Mo's
pouring.
bag, though? That's a better question.
Snatching control of Mo's bag like it's a bag of Halloween candy and sitting on the floor, Elysia opens the Halloween bag, expectantly looking at what treasure she has found.
That's a very biased way to describe it.
Right.
Jordan's verbose setting got
What if
the verbose DM.
Right.
What if my deity was in your fucking Halloween bag?
Right.
What if it's secretly at one of the daggers?
Right.
So, yeah, Elysia.
He's like, I've never
Mo,
seen that dagger before in my life.
If Mo said anything during that, I feel like Elysia is kind of like myopic here.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She cares about the light and the thing because of
Right.
the spell.
So Mo would say, like, oh yeah, is there a snake or something? And then obviously like see the light and be like possibly slightly concerned. So you taking it off is like perhaps maybe a little bit like quicker or more forceful, but he like allows it and like kind of tries to turn around to look at it, but like he can't. It's too bright for him to really look at. So he's just like his head is 90-degree angle away from the backpack and like trying to block it with his hands and stuff. He can't look at it.
Bradier's kind of doing a similar thing. He's a little
Yeah.
farther back, but it's kind of like
Right.
blocking, trying to look, but
Yeah.
being blinded by the light.
So Elysia, whenever you look inside of the bag, you still hear you just see like whatever normal stuff that's just like sitting there at the top and stuff. Like he has clothes, he has a bag, he has I guess there would be the cloak of the manta ray. You would recognize that. I don't think he has that equipped right now. Some bottles and stuff. But you still hear the
Mm-hmm.
muffled like within the backpack.
Okay. So in that case, she would maybe like put her hand in and like move aside things until in a method that when she moves something like is this ladder, is this ladder, like obviously it's way harder than like a bag of like marbles, for example, to
Right.
kind of like cycle things, but she's gonna kind of methodically cycle until things become less muffled.
Yep. So you move around stuff until you eventually find the source because your immunity to blindness. I mean, you're able to like decipher that. Like once you like move clothes and stuff, you're like, okay, yeah, it's brighter like down here towards the bottom. It is the gem of brightness that is creating the light.
Nice call, Tim. Yeah, so she'll remove the gem of brightness and kind of hold it in her hand and maybe peer into it and listen,
Yeah,
like active
so
listening.
at this point, the Gem of Brightness is doing its effect in all directions, where normally Mo would only be able to do it in a beam or in a shotgun, like in a cone. It is doing the beam in all directions right now. So it's basically nobody can look like at that gem without basically being blinded, unless you have something like this that Elysia does. So as you pull it out, you're holding on to the gem, and it is now speaking normally. And I guess actually here's a question if you remember anything from Amonkhet. I would imagine that most of the people would just be speaking like common there and stuff. Like Celestial's kind of like the language of the gods and stuff, but the average person there would be speaking common, right? Or
I might have. I'm gonna try to look that up really quick.
right. Because it's basically my question is only Elysia gonna understand this or all the rest? Because I'm leaning towards having it be common, but if it is like literally the people of Amonkhet speak, like I'm not even sure if they really address languages in that. But
So according to this, it's gonna be common languages. In Planeshift Amonkhet, there is com dash on, like come on, and
right,
Aven. So I
okay,
think it's common and then Amonketian.
yeah, right, like some dialect or something, but not
Which that almost read like Aven is the like
Aarakocras or
bird
something.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the like bird head people. So
right.
I think the translation would be probably common mostly.
Yeah. So everybody's able to hear the gem now, and it's clear. It's not muffled anymore. It's not being suffocated, and it comes out. And it's like, oh, hello. Is that Elysia? Elysia,
Yeah.
you do not recognize the voice at all.
Okay. Yeah. At least you'd be like, yes. Who am I speaking to?
Ah, you've grown in power since the last time that I saw you.
I guess Elysia would immediately like think back internally, and is it like absolute that this like she's not seen this person before? Like, is she pretty convinced of that?
I would say that you were expecting. I mean, whatever. I don't know how. Not to call it vain, but you were like. You were hoping that it was going to be Raw that
Of
responded.
course, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're like,
There's no other way.
yeah, you're like, oh,
I
no.
want the CEO,
Yeah.
but I get their secretary, right?
Right.
So yeah, if Elysia doesn't recognize the person, she would be like maybe like I don't recognize your voice. Who are you?
My name is Akan Ra. I can spell it.
And she probably doesn't recognize that name.
Right. Yeah. So he's like,
Okay.
you know, yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah. Well, I mean, that's just what he says. I am Akan Ra.
Right, but she has not heard Aken Ra before
Right.
at that point. Then okay, so I'm thinking her response would be something in the order of like Aken Ra, I don't you might have met me, but I don't remember you. What I'm actually trying to guess if she would, in this case, wonder what's going on at home versus here. I almost feel like her, upon hearing this, would be more home focused. Like, is everything okay with Ra?
Ra is doing fine. He is participating in the great battle.
Well, we we pray him the best. Thank you for hearing my prayer.
Yes, I understand that you have called me to understand what is going on in your current surroundings.
Yeah, and then Elysia would, without actually saying, would explain hole in the ground, undead, this whole island, and maybe they have this situation of the natives bring their undead back from their dead back from the dead to rule until they can no longer, due to some corruption or some issue, and then they're laid to rest, and then it continues. But the people pretending to be worshippers of another sun god, pretending, or maybe whether they're pretending or not, they're worshiping another sun god, and then trying to force this ritual on others and asking, one, can you protect, kind of like purge this area here in the name of Ra, and then advise us in how to combat these false sun gods to basically protect human life, or life, not human, obviously D&D.
Yes, I can do all of these things. But first, how did you call me?
Yes.
Special mail.
Sixth level spell planar.
Yeah, right. It was
Special
given
mail.
by Jeremy Crawford himself.
I think
Making the
Oh.
rules.
Elysia, based on her understanding, would say her maybe like a glimpse of her past, like working basically almost like a one paragraph synopsis of where she came from to Salt Marsh to here, and then say, as I help more people and more people begin to worship Ra, I begin to gain more blessings from Ra, including the power to call to other worshippers of Ra. Like I guess I'm maybe like celestials or whatever. Like to call to Ra or his attendants, and I put forth this power today for the first time.
So you are indeed then Elysia, the one who started the Temple of Ra in Saltmarsh.
I,
That would
I,
be
And
her.
he's
I
stating that
almost,
as like a question, I guess.
yeah, and I almost wish I could pull up like the Salt Marsh thing because I think we had over 60 followers,
Right.
but it's like yes, yes. My the first temple I created was in Salt Marsh, and we were able to gather, whatever, over 60 followers, and it was
I'm
attacked at
looking it
some
up.
point, and we were able to get guards on board, and it is hollowed, and that was thanks to myself and Mo Radair and Small Leaf here. They were all instrumental in that, so we are asking for your help.
Yes, the other scholars at the Great Library of
Yeah, you
Amonkhet.
had like 400 attenders,
Really?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
250 commoners, 100 merchants, 40 guards, and then
Thank,
staff members. Well, it
Right.
was yeah, like 40,
thank,
40-ish staff.
thanks, CJ. I forget how many exactly. That's way
Yeah.
more than I remember. That's
That's a
awesome.
lot. Yeah.
So, amend my statement. That many.
Yeah. Like I mean, Elysia would have said the correct amount.
Right? Yeah. She would have like tattooed it on her brain.
Right. So, Akenraz. Yes, the other scholars at the Great Library of Amonkhet noted the Temple of Ra at Saltmarsh. We heard many calls from there, and of course we heard all of your prayers as well. Although we may not have responded to any or all of them,
DD.
but yes, we have marked that as one of the great sites, one of the great expansive sites that Ra has tasked you with. So you were fulfilling your purpose well. But I am still surprised that you were able to call one of the great scholars from the Library of Amonkhet.
I think Elysia would thank this, Akenra for listening, as well as the other scholars, and again praise Ra's name in wishing Ra the best of luck in the Great War, and then maybe reiterate how she has grown in almost, just leaps and bounds, where she maybe described the way that she came to Amonkhet, or that she came to Saltmarsh to want to start this pilgrimage and begin, like a mission, but ended up finding kind of like systemic issues and becoming more than that, and explain that to the reason why she has become powerful.
Right. Yeah, and Akenraz, where it would normally take, followers of Ra many years, if not decades, to reach the point that you have in terms of supposed power, but you have seemed to have achieved it in, if I dare use the word, an insane amount of time.
Alicia would maybe say, like, I do not know what the appropriate time is, but I trust your judgment.
Yes, I have some of the other scholars looking to see if, in fact, any follower of Ra has ascended as quickly as you have in terms of power. And as such, before I answer any of your questions about this island and what's going on, as I myself must actually study it, I was told to administer a test to you.
I feel like at this point, whatever prayer position Alicia is in, she's not going to look up and just say anything.
Akenra then says, "You said there was a Mo, a Small Leaf, and a Radair. None of these names are recorded anywhere within the Great Library of Amonkhet. May you present them."
I'm here. This is Radair. You said there was a test. I hope it's a trial by combat.
Yeah, Mo comes over, I guess, and also gets kind of behind Elysia, looking away.
Yeah, I guess Alicia, as well as this is happening, would maybe shield the light from people, as people once Radair kind of talks, and Alicia's gonna try to make it so they can see, because
Right.
she's aware of how bright it is.
Right.
Like, she's not going to conceal it, but she's going to put it, like, in her, like, sternum,
Right.
like, centered.
Yeah. Yeah, Mo's just like, yeah, it's Mo here, and you happen to be a gem that I bought from a trader that I did not know could talk, but I have seen Elysia do stranger things, so I am not quite surprised. I am also just glad that you weren't a snake. And then, Small Leaf, you do anything?
Um, Not particularly, because I'm already a follower of my own like goddess
Right.
and stuff. So
Yeah, I guess Elysia, if you just point out Small Leaf or something, like,
Yeah, yeah. I guess like while trying to maybe hide the thing with like shield in my, she's like got her shield in her left hand and she's like shielding the gem, and she is gonna like temporarily sheath um the sun sword, maybe like point to Small Leaf and be like, that is. And I think Elysia knows Small Leaf well enough by this point, and like, everybody gathers around, like, that is Small Leaf, and he follows his goddess, but he is the purest of hearts.
Akenra says,
cue
yes.
backflip. Oh, that's a horrible backflip.
Right. Yeah, you try to do like a sitting backflip so that you like start from a sitting position and end in it again. And we saw you kind of assist yourself with your hands a little bit. Like, okay. Like, eh. Wait, does that say 9/11?
Oh,
Oh!
jet fuel.
The
Look
beams.
at the
Think of the beams.
backpack.
They couldn't melt the beams.
Look at Mo's backpack for jet fuel.
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah, so Akenra says, okay, so these will be your 3 champions to aid you in the test.
Yes, champions.
And
That means
Elysia,
combat.
yeah, would be like, I would have nobody else with me.
We get to be champions, Mo.
Yeah, right.
Radair is inspired.
Mo's like, I just want my gem back. Like, what?
I just want my light source.
Champions? I want to be the champion of getting my stuff back.
Mo pulls out a fucking ledger and he's like, well, you owe me the gem of
Well,
brightness.
I need to have a word with this Ra, because he owes me a 50 gold gem.
I want it now.
I want to talk to the man in charge.
I actually guess maybe Elysia would ask like
Clearly, Mo is not getting that gem back.
I almost think Elysia would maybe be like a little like not put off, but like a little hurt. Like, why would Ra need a trial?
It happens with all followers of Ra as they ascend to power, to test that they are truly ready to hold on to the power that Ra has gifted them, whether willingly or unwillingly. You are no
I think
exception,
Elysia-
young one.
And I actually think Elysia would accept that answer. So I guess, yeah, she would maybe like stand from the prayer position while still holding, the
Right.
gem, and be like, yeah, and maybe that's when she would say, like, well, I would have nobody else by my side for this trial.
Right.
Like, in reference to the party. But not Ethan!
Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, Ethan just passed out, like asleep, trying to recover from death.
Yeah. I mean that in Mo, Radair, Smallleaf, and all 20 of
Yeah.
Radair's
The pieces of
flanks.
wood. Yeah.
I was gonna say Radair hasn't had an opportunity to ask Mo for the daggers yet, for some daggers, a sack of daggers, but because I think that'll be a easy way to get 10 objects, tiny objects.
So now Shit, actually. 1 second. Okay. So, suddenly, the Akanra says, you know, and now begins your trial. And let me know if a window pops up, like with a handout.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you just click on the zoom, it'll do the full screen thing. So
Ooh, no.
we are all instantly transported from where we are to this absolute hellscape battle that's going on between demonic creatures like humans, agent. Elysia would recognize like agents of Ra. There's screaming. There's just monsters and stuff. I mean, it's like Diablo 3 Act 3. Like it's like Asmodan's attack or whatever and everything. It's super bad. And then Jem says, "Oh, sorry, I took you to the wrong place."
No, 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 no.
Yeah. This is not the trial. You're not ready here. This is the great battle.
There's like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. No, 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 wait.
Right. But everybody gets
Armies
moved.
of demons as far as the eye can see. God,
Oh.
no.
Just
Smallleaf at that point would have had a heart attack and just died.
Yeah, he's like,
'Cause that's too much
what? Yeah.
too much evil for him.
but before we
Oh,
continue. Oh, go ahead, CJ.
Redair's just like, man, Elysia, you have to take me to Ra. Don't stop. Don't finish the great battle without me.
I think Elysia would be so overcome with concern. Like, I don't know if you want me to like make a roll, like about anything, but it's basically like, do you want me to make a roll to define Elysia's mental right now? Like, were we winning? Were we losing? Does she need to like be like?
It's very similar to what, honestly, to what Tim said. It, 1 second.
That's a foreshadow for our level 20 adventure.
Yeah.
Right.
But that would be that once when we hit level 20, that would be a good level 20 adventure
Yeah.
plot thread.
So the scale of everything that we saw there was akin to what Smallleaf said. It was overwhelming combat. It was like disgusting levels of violence to the point that it's also within Redair's character to be like, that was almost like ecstasy seeing that much like oh yes, this is it. Like, oh my god.
If we're doing fights like that, then I need to just start shooting fucking monk holy beams out of my hands.
Yeah, like you're like, oh my god, look at that. You're like,
I need
look
to
at
be like your I need to be like your monk at the end of Diablo 3 when you were just teleporting, punching
Right.
people.
Right, like legitimately a kid that's been grounded for a week and then is taken to Hershey Park, like where they make the candies. Like that is how Redair was. Yeah, and then obviously like to Smallleaf, it's like, this is why I live in the nice quiet woods. Like, what the hell is this? Like,
Yeah, we talked to the stone and it put us in that.
Yeah.
Smalley's having PTSD right now.
Yeah, Elysia.
School.
Yeah, Elysia, to you, the thing that you're concerned about, and maybe something even more, it almost comes naturally to you. Like it was almost like an effect of, like you weren't even yourself. The first thing that you thought whenever you saw there was, like, how can I help the people in Ra? It's just like, it's not about like, oh, the battle was too much or something like that, but you just see it and like, yeah, like your first thought was maybe like, are we winning? Are we losing? Like, how can I help? And like, yeah, that was your first reaction. So it was like, not even the grand scale. You were focused on like the close scale. Like, oh, do those people need help? Like,
Yeah.
you were immediately to task. But of course, you were dragged away from it. So
And if we're not on like a like a turn order thing. Elysia,
Currently, we are
despite
not.
never going
Oh, no,
through
okay.
Okay.
like a plane shift, like she doesn't have plane shift, but
Right.
yeah, I feel like she may or may not even know that such a spell exists. Probably not because of her carve out here.
Right.
But I think she's gonna just be like teleport to. So I'm gonna get. She's gonna like try to like force it like a few times, like as if she can like teleport. Like she's not
Yeah.
even thinking about anybody. Like as much as Rodero would want to go or whatever, she's not even thinking about anybody. She's just like go to Amonkhet, go to like please.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that's gonna
It
be
was
like
probably
her
like go with
like
Amonkhet, go to Amonkhet.
Right. So
attempted spell casting.
yeah. So
Yeah.
actually, that's a good point. You're thinking about that and stuff. I guess in terms of what Mo is thinking, he definitely does not like combat at that scale. I mean, I guess the closest thing would have been our assault on the
The
Sohagan
Swahagan.
place, right? But we had like a really specific goal, I feel, or something.
Yeah, it wasn't the large scale battle.
Right.
It was a specific mission
Yeah.
to
So he
sabotage things before the
right.
maintenance
So
strike
his
force went
thought
in.
is more of like being thrown into a battle without having the time to prepare was like so against him. So he was more of like, I don't know who any of these people are. Like, oh my god, like he was honestly probably kind of panicking because it's like to Elysia, she would recognize the forces of Ra immediately. She used to see Ra himself, his guards, the uniforms and stuff. So she's used to seeing that kind of stuff. Rader's just seeing a good old fashioned hoedown. He doesn't care. He's gonna start swinging. But yeah, Mo is like kind of like yeah panicking, like oh my god, like oh like I was just thrown into this. I don't like this or whatever. Um, But as Elysia is thinking about, please return
I gotta
me.
go give my cat her
Yep,
insulin.
that sounds good. I'm about to go to the bathroom anyway. But we are sent
Excellent.
to this room, so I'll actually just describe it whenever we're back. So, yep,
Perfect breakpoint.
I'll be back.
I am back. How are your games going, Tim?
D3 ended up losing the last 2 games.
Damn, hate to see it. What are the tiers in Call of Duty? Because I'm not familiar.
The league where I'm in is D1, D2, D3, and D4.
Okay.
The D1 is I know a couple guys on the other teams have been signed with Optic Gaming and stuff.
Dang.
Alright, I'm back.
I'm back too.
We are all returned, sir.
Tim is?
Yep.
Okay.
Tim is about to achieve greatness. He's going to carry his teams.
Right. As Elysia thinks about returning to Amonkhet, we are shifted away from that battle, which I don't know if, okay, yeah, I guess you guys can see it. I closed it. I don't know if it closed it for you guys.
We can access it again.
Yeah,
in the
right.
journal.
Yeah.
What did I want open? Oh, this thing. Okay. Amonkhet. Elysia is thinking about going back to Amonkhet, so we are shifted again instantaneously. Teleport thing, and I guess that would be another jarring thing for Small Leaf is that you were just sitting on your thing and suddenly you're moved there, where the rest of us were maybe standing and more prepared for it. You're like, what? You're kicked out of your lazy boy.
I did a backflip.
Yeah, what? Well, yeah, I guess so. Maybe
Oh.
you were standing or something.
I was already partially up.
Right. Okay.
Is that yeah, I'll send it later.
Right. So, we are moved again to a well-lit, smooth sandstone room. I have no clue what the audio level is on this.
It's fine to me.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah.
Elysia, I don't want to take priority, but Alicia's just gonna immediately just move down and start if there's a wall here, she's gonna look she's in a little bit of a panic mode, so just assume she's acting erratically of stuff. She's gonna be pushing walls, she's gonna be looking at stuff and just being what is going on?
Yeah.
She doesn't know where she is and she's a little bit erratic.
Yeah, so we are in this is, I guess 50 foot by 50 foot, and then it goes 50 foot up as well. There's no torches or anything, there's no markings on any of the walls. It is all completely smooth. But Elysia, you recognize, that it's some type of sandstone or something like that. So you at least have that as a memory of home, but...
Sunblade out.
Yeah. British just okay, where are the monsters at? Where are they?
Does
What are we
Elysia
supposed to do for this test?
And does Elysia see our ceiling here?
Yeah, 50 foot up. Everybody can see it.
Okay.
There's no, there's no shadows or anything in here. We're not even casting shadows. It just seems like light is coming from all directions.
Okay. I don't know if Elysia would be I think she might be too panicked to want to help. So yeah, she'll just rush a wall and start pushing on it. Maybe whatever, and then shout maybe Akenra, what are we doing? We have to help those people. She's trying to see what's going on. So she's a little crazed.
There is no response. Additionally, as you were holding the Gem of Brightness before, you are no longer doing that. But you do still have Mo's backpack.
think Elysia is just gonna literally drop it.
Right.
It's like the least of her concerns right now.
Right.
Is
She
she's gonna
probably
like,
would have, yeah, immediately dropped it, so Mo would have just, like, went over to it and got it.
yeah, and I guess after, yeah, maybe like shouting that, she's like pushing on walls, like here, here. Maybe she even like pulls out her sword and swings a couple times, and maybe like shouts, like, "What's the trial? I don't understand. We have to help people."
You strike the wall with the Sunblade, and it leaves no
Yep.
marks, but makes a normal metal ting against stone sound.
My sword isn't made of metal.
Radair's
That's
gonna
so weird.
come over to Mo and say, "Hey Mo, can I get 10 of those daggers by any chance that you swiped?"
Why, yes.
For I just have a feeling, I have an idea I might be able to use those for. So Radair's going to he's gonna like he had a few things in his he has a backpack and a bag of holding. He's going to take a few of the things that were in his backpack out and put them in the bag of holding, and then put the daggers in the backpack. So that way he can easily dump the contents of the backpack
Okay.
out when he needs to. Thanks. I have an idea for how to use those.
I'm gonna reduce his count by 10 if you want to add 10.
Yeah.
I am now at 59 daggers,
Well, still doesn't even drop below 50.
as one was traded to a crab.
What a trade.
All right, so Radair's gonna kind of put on his serious thinking cap now, and is like, okay, looking around. Is there anything that, like, any of the walls, or makes any spots on the walls or floor or ceiling look different from the rest, or is it all
The only way that we can
uniform?
tell that sides are different is the 4 sides, the floor that we're on, and the ceiling. But aside from that, they all look the same, from what you can tell.
Yeah.
Elysia
Yeah,
just
Radair.
playing her ally again. No.
Hello, I am Aken Ra. Yes!
I want a
The
different one.
man I wanted to speak to.
I want to talk to your manager.
I guess Radair's gonna start investigating. Maybe starting with this wall and just kind of,
Okay?
tapping on it, seeing if it makes any different sound in any spot, seeing if there's any sort of weak points or anything. So he's just going to kind of start at one side of the wall and kind of work his way.
Yep. So on this wall, yeah, you can tell, I don't know how much experience you have with the desert terrains like Radair does.
Probably not anything specific.
But yeah,
All
I
the
mean,
areas he went to where he hasn't really done a lot of desert travel
right.
or work.
The
Always
wall, is if he would even know about like sandstone and stuff. The wall just reminds you of sand, like that was at a beach and stuff. It's very smooth. Radair would probably argue that it was unnaturally created.
Yeah. He has some experience, but desert stuff is not not something he has much experience with.
Right.
Most of his work was in like forest, mountains, temperate climates kind of stuff.
But you are not finding anything of note. It is unusually smooth. Or whatever. Like it's not like bricks, it's not like, you're not seeing any lines, you're not seeing any cracks, anything like that.
Yeah, Radair's like, I don't see anything different or any weak points or oddities about the wall. It's solid.
Yeah, so Mo maybe brings up as kind of like, obviously, I don't know, everything that had just happened was extremely weird. So Mo is like, we all saw that, like, huge battlefield thing, right?
Absolutely, we did.
Just making sure I wasn't.
Yeah, that's
Believe me, I'd rather be there than in this tiny room
yeah. And Alicia's like
or in
pushing
this
on the
box.
wall. She's like, I want to help. Like, I have to help my people. This is helping. Uh,
So we're supposed. This is a trial, right? Or there's like so. So there's. It's got to be some sort of puzzle or thing we can get out of. But what's the secret?
I
Elysia,
guess.
maybe. I
Go
mean,
ahead.
I want to say it's a try. Like this is a trial to test specifically you. I would imagine Mo, myself, and Smalley are here more to assist. But this is something that all priests of Ra go through.
Yeah, I think Alicia would
So
maybe like
maybe
turn
we need to
back
use your
and
abilities.
yeah, maybe Alicia would turn back and like maybe approach everybody and like hands to her head like no, this seems like I've never heard anybody doing a trial like this before, but and I think in my head she would just like plop to the ground like really quickly and think like almost like hands to the temple like think have I ever heard of a trial like this before at all? And again, I can make any like appropriate rolls if Alicia had maybe thought about this before.
Yep, you can roll history or religion if you're proficient with either. If not, I would say given the topic, you would have proficiency regardless. So just roll whichever one you like.
Okay. So I have no intelligence, but I have a religion of 6.
Yep.
But my it's pretty weak for me, but I actually am going to use an inspiration for that.
Okay. I'll say in this case, inspiration actually just allows you to succeed.
Okay. Yep.
So,
So utilize one.
so you have heard of, people getting tested as they go up, but you think that this is like more serious than that. Like you've heard of, it's like, okay, now you can, like, all right, first lesson class, let's learn how to cast the light spell, and like stuff like that. And like maybe the higher ones are like, there would be tournaments and stuff maybe held in Amonkhet to prove like who the best fighters were and stuff like this. But this seems like a very specific event that's going on. And you figure it's based on what Akan Ra said, where you have been noted as, in his term, ascending faster than anybody else. And so you think that, that, like, this is... It's similar to, like, the tests and the stuff, but usually it's kind of like, okay, prove a little thing, and then maybe it's like a group activity like the tournaments and stuff. This seems like, yeah, just bigger than that for a single person.
Okay.
Given
I
that,
think.
you know that in some of the highest ones, whenever people become like guards and lieutenants and stuff, a lot of them, like I said, is like that kind of group activity thing. So to kind of more directly answer CJ's question where he said, oh, like, is it Elysia and we're more of aiding? You understand that the champions of Ra, as they're called, are, like, this is a trial for all of us, not just for you, basically. I'll just say that directly. So this isn't so much like Elysia is the key each time, it's like all of us are. We are like the acting as like agents of Ra through Elysia, but it's like us as a team is what's trying to pass the test. So it's not that like Elysia is going to be the key each time, but it's like, you know,
Okay.
it's like, is Elysia surrounding herself with good people good enough to pass these tests? If so, then, you know, she's
Okay.
proven the test
So
of ascension. Like,
so I think with that, like insight, Elysia is gonna stand up and ready the sword, the shield, and like almost poised to help instead of feeling like she saw something and has been restricted from it. And she'll explain what you said in the Cliff Notes version of like this trial's for everybody. Like we are proving ourselves as aspirants of Ra, and yeah, like let's earn our place in history, maybe, or something to
All
not
right.
exactly that, but I like, yeah, Alicia knows how to like rattle Rodaire, like
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. I was
All of
going to
us.
say, that
All
was like,
right.
I was a little prideful of Elysia, but that's exactly what you need to say to Rodaire.
yeah,
Yeah.
he'll get us out of here. He has to dig us out himself.
Yeah. So Ra is even watching this, and we can become his champions. All right.
What
Which is
Hmm.
probably why she said it. Like,
Yeah.
One thing for
Hmm.
sure, Elysia, you knew that Ra, you did not see Ra in the battle. Not that, I
as a
mean,
person,
it was of
I'm
such,
scared.
yeah,
But yeah,
it was as of such a large scale that it was just the limited time that we were in there. You were more focused on helping people near you, which is like good. I think that's within your character, but
and yeah, and I feel like she wouldn't. But did she notice like who was the enemy in that fight? Which is perfectly reasonable to say she wouldn't have noticed. Like enemy
um,
colors, no, my colors.
I would say that basically, if you had to guess, there were so many parties at play. Like there were even races of people that were human but not from Amonkhet there as well. But generally, it was like demons and the undead specifically.
No, I know, but at least he doesn't know.
Right.
So Rodaire's going to kind of be like, okay, let's prove ourselves here. Um, we need information. So he's going to start doing divine sense to determine if. Let me just see where's divine sense.
I was gonna say generic things that Mo has, like he has the immovable rod, a bunch of daggers, rope of climbing, and then just like stuff that buffs himself. So yeah, it's basically he has like some supplies on him, but not really any tricks. So divine sense.
Probably going to be more of the consecrated or desecrated. I doubt there's undead or celestials around.
You you do not detect anything for sure within that radius and within those constraints, but
Okay.
you notice a faint aura around Elysia.
Huh.
Something that you haven't seen before.
Yeah, Rodaire's like kind of gonna ponder at that for a moment and then tell Elysia. Elysia, the only thing I sense in here is some sort of light aura around you. Haven't sensed it before, but I think it's a good thing.
Like Elysia would almost
You feel that
if you're
as well.
checking.
It's certainly not negative.
Yeah.
Elysia almost like checking for like a wallet if you've lost it and looking in like opportunities where a wallet would not be like where.
No, this is Patrick.
Like, why are you looking for a wallet in your left pec?
Yeah.
This is
Where?
the Krusty Krab!
Speaking of which, how does Smallleaf react to this situation?
I'm sitting in a corner meditating
Okay.
because I'm confused and I don't want to think about it.
He's gonna enlighten us all.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, Radar's like, what else could we do?
I guess on that Elysia would like after that would be like why am I the only one like oh you don't feel anything like in the room potentially?
No, I don't sense any celestial or fiendish presence or any consecrated or desecrated areas. Just a faint aura around you.
Maybe I think on that Elysia would just do like a like she only kind of hovered the bottom wall before, but maybe she'll do just like a quick sweep with like a hand on the wall the whole time at this layer, and if not, like she's looking for like pressure plates or just anything that seems weird. She's not like, she doesn't know stone architecture, so
Yeah. Yep. So Elysia circles the room, similar to how Radare did, but having her hand on the wall the entire time. You feel the wall, but you do not detect anything strange. If anything, it's just that slightly confusing look just because of the lighting in the room and how symmetrical it is. Like, every time you turn a corner, it's like, that little hint of deja vu. Like, I've seen this. The only thing that's different is, like, our positions in it. That's the only thing that's kind of, like, keeping it sane, almost.
Yeah, Radare, seeing Elysia circle about the room, Radare kind of starts thinking of, what are other things we could try? Radare's like, maybe we have to stand in a certain position, or maybe we have to reach the ceiling, or I don't know. Something tells me, why don't we all try standing in a different corner? I don't know if that'll do anything, but it's worth a try.
Yeah, Moses, like, still looking in. He has, like, his backpack on his front, so he's, like, digging through it as he's walking. He's like, yeah, I don't really have anything in here. He has, like, more papers than I have probably listed in there, but especially if we have 400 frickin' people at the temple. So much work for Vice President Education. So, as we all stand in the four corners, nothing appears to change.
Nothing happens. Radare has the winged boots. Actually, let me see, because I think that gives me a fly speed for a certain amount of time. You have a fly speed equal to your walking speed. You can use it. Oh, you fly up to 4 hours all at once or in shorter durations. Minimum of 1 minute. Okay, so Radare's going to use the winged boots to fly up to the ceiling and investigate the ceiling.
Okay. So, assuming that you're investigating just the entire ceiling, hoping to look for anything.
Yeah, it's going to be like a few minutes go by as he's doing that.
Yep.
But it's looking for any sort of weak points, oddities.
Yeah. Yep. In the direct center of the room, at the top, on the ceiling, is extremely small, what appears to be kind of like writing / cracks / you don't recognize the format, so you're not sure.
I do know Celestial of it.
Oh, you do?
And yeah, Celestial.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's written. Okay, well, so scratch that. Written on the ceiling in Celestial are the words Magic beans.
Yeah, Redare calls down to the group and says, "There's something written here in Celestial. It says magic beans." Redare's going to see if there's any other words or writing or anything nearby, but
Yep.
otherwise he's going to then drop to the ground.
That'll prompt Radiant Soul. Alicia's gonna get her wings and go up and check herself too.
Yep.
Not that she doesn't believe, but it's like magic beans, like.
Yeah. So Elysia flies up to the direct center, basically where
Yep.
Redare was like kind of reading and announced it to everybody. And you also notice Celestial is written, and it says magic beans.
Redare's going to tell Elysia, maybe check the walls. Is there anything in the center of the walls? And Redare's gonna fly up onto the side
like
of
25 feet in the air, checking all of it.
Yeah, like just the top.
Yep.
Things.
Yep. So checking that, you both do not find anything, but it is good that you both did do that, because the size of the writing we would not have been able to tell from the ground. So that was a good check.
Yeah.
Like even from 25 feet, like you had to have been, it was very small.
Yeah. So
Maybe
we'll
Elysia.
check.
Go ahead.
I guess whatever walls Elysia doesn't check, Redare will check.
Yeah,
And
you're
the
both
ground,
fine.
too.
You both checked them thoroughly with your
Okay.
previous stuff, and now that you know kind of what you're looking for, yeah, you don't even need to roll for it.
Magic beans.
Maybe
So it
Elysia would
appears-
shout down.
Right. So now
Yeah.
that you both have basically searched all of the walls, that seems to be the only feature, is that small handwriting in the ceiling in the middle.
Okay. Do we have any magic beans, or can we
Yeah.
create magic?
Elysia would shout down, like, "Does anybody have any magic beans?" Like, just very pointedly.
Right. It was like, I have a bunch of magic gear. Oil of slipperiness.
Small Leaf, do you have any beans?
Do you have any motherboards?
No, actually, I don't think I have any bean. I would prickly pear like fruit.
Does it have beans in it?
No.
Did you check?
Unfortunate.
Magic.
Like, did you give me the fruit?
Right.
Did I suddenly get magic beans in my pouch or something when we got here? Because I live in the woods? Because that'd be racist.
This might be pretty dumb, but Alicia's gonna like go up and like put a diamond in the bean section.
Like the word?
Just like if there's a crack or something, right? Like if it says like use your magic beans, what was that again?
Basically it's just writing. I didn't know if Redare, I didn't think that he knew Celestial, so I was gonna say to him it just, it was like engravings, but since he didn't know the language, to him I was trying to imagine it could have just looked like cracks or something. But if he
Okay.
knows Celestial, you know very well that somebody engraved the word magic beans there. So it's not like yeah, you could try holding a diamond up to the writing itself, like the little grooves of the engraving and stuff.
Yeah, Elysia would try that then because
Yep. So whenever Elysia does that, nothing appears to happen.
Magic.
maybe shout down. Oh, do you have any beans?
I am checking. Gold, pressure capsules, folding boat, fishing net. I have a lot of rope. Like a lot of rope.
Like more.
Yeah. Potions of water breathing, some bolts. He takes out the masterwork dagger that Elysia gave him and just like tries to stab it into the ground and obviously doesn't go. And he's like, okay, at least I tried that.
No beans, right? Back that hold buff.
It's like I don't. He's checking his inventory too, and it's like, I mean, I don't have anything.
I
I got
was,
weapons and
those spells that
that
can make
one red
beans.
vial from that we got from the captain.
Right.
I have
Wait,
the pipe of
Did-
remembrance.
they're not magic, but they're technically magic. What if I? What if
What the hell
I?
does that mean?
What if I created food and made beans?
Technically, they're not magic beans then.
Well, they kind of are because
They're
they're
magically beans.
they're destroyed
Created.
after 24 hours.
You
Yeah.
put a
I
bowl
mean,
of
hey,
beans in
that's
front of
what-
me in real life, I'll destroy him right now.
Well,
I think
get-
that's
I'm gonna
try.
put beans outside your guys' door when you wake up tomorrow.
Okay, nice.
given what we've seen, I think if I can upcast, or I guess it has to be a downcast at this point. I will downcast a fourth level spell.
Wait,
I will downcast a fourth level
downcast?
spell. Can I do that? Can or I guess
Do you mean use a fourth level to cast like a third or second?
exactly.
Yeah.
Can I use a fourth level spell to cast create food?
Oh,
Yeah,
you mean
'cause,
like upcast create food?
I technically, but
yeah,
it doesn't have an
upcasting creates
upcast.
food, but it doesn't have any additional
Oh, I
effect.
see
It
what you
doesn't
mean.
have a bonus.
Okay, so let me look at this.
Yeah, can I
Fud.
create?
And I know if a spell has an upcast feature, is like, oh yeah, if you cast this at a higher level, but can you cast any spell at a higher level, even if?
Yeah,
Right.
And-
So yeah, describe what you're trying to do. So it's a create food and water is a third level conjuration spell.
yeah, and I have a fourth level spell left, but I have no thirds.
Yeah.
So I would like to try to create a giant magic bean
Okay.
with my fourth level spell to try to appease the puzzle.
Okay. So you
I
cast
expended my
create
spell.
food and water at 4th level to create a single magic bean.
Yep.
You cast the spell, and in your hand is a bean.
I would like to try to maneuver the bean around the room to see if anything happens.
So I am reading the rules about like casting at higher level. You can
It just has no additional effect.
Yeah, it just doesn't have any effect.
Right.
Because they describe that like a first level spell can fill a higher level slot.
Yeah.
You know, it just if it doesn't have any additional effect from upcasting it, you know, it's
Yeah,
just like casting it a regular.
Yeah, I'm fine with how we did it. So Elysia has the bean, and she is.
I would like to think it's like a 5-pound bean, like it's a big bean.
Yeah, I mean, if you want her to be a big bean, I mean,
At fourth level spell, it's a big bean.
sure. Yeah, it's like a big. I don't know, like. Yeah.
Kidney, black-eyed, who cares? It's
Yeah.
a large sized bean.
It would be.
It's the only thing that upcasting a spell would do is like for like if you're trying to dispel it, it would technically be more difficult
Right.
to dispel, but
Yeah, I cast like Goodberry or whatever, like
ninth
just to
level.
show you how pathetic you are, I'm gonna dispel it. You're like, okay, roll against a 9th level spell. And he's like, you cast Goodberry. Like, yes, I did. Hi, my
Yeah.
name's May.
I give you 4 billion good berries. What?
Yeah,
so
because it says here that when you cast a spell using a slot that's a higher level, the spell assumes the higher level for that casting. So
Yeah.
yeah, you could technically cast Goodberry as a 9th level spell.
yeah, so you have a
That's what I thought.
large russet potato sized kidney bean, let's say. Nice and red. In your hand. and I assume that you are still up by the text
Yeah.
that says
Oh,
magic.
absolutely, yeah. Here's a big bean. Bam.
So if you touch the writing
Mm-hmm.
with the bean, nothing appears to
Yep.
happen.
Lisa's gonna be confused and like maybe dip around the area a few times. Be like, is this where I go? Actually, maybe like directly below the writing too. Like, is this where I put the bean?
So do you touch the floor is the
If
first next place?
yeah, if the ceiling doesn't work, she's gonna touch the floor, and
Okay.
then maybe like the cardinal directions from the middle, like bam, 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 bam.
Yep. So yeah, you float down first to go to the floor and touch the floor with the bean, and the bean goes into the floor.
A little
Whoa.
scared.
Oh, Redair's like, oh, we probably have to water the bean now.
I have create water, unless somebody wants to donate water.
Whatever I got in my whatever it's called, water skin. Yeah, Redair's like, create water.
I'd have to downcast that one too, but I'm fine doing it. I have. I might be the first person ever. Wait, is that it? That's the third level, right? It is.
Create food and water.
Or, yeah. So I'm gonna downcast a 5th level spell to create food and water.
I guess would it be more effective to turn it into sorcery points? You
You
could do
have
that.
to. Can I do that to spell slots? I guess I
Yeah, you
can.
can turn spell slots into sorcery points, but I think you're capped. Like you can't have more. Well, actually, all you would do then is create the spell slot first. You know, turn source points into a spell slot, and then then you could just take a 5th level spell and turn it into sorcery points.
Right. So ultimately, it's like the same experience, kind of.
Yeah, it's just you save some. You probably save a couple. Like you actually gain some sorcery points out of it.
Which is up to 5th level. That's a good point.
Probably a little
I'm
more.
fine with if you wanted to do that beforehand with the create food and water. Even with the third level, I would have let you do the bean thing. So
Okay.
like just yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want you to get like fucked because of some thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean
If
technically
that.
any caster can upcast.
Right.
Do that, but I mean sorcerer probably can do it more efficiently because you can.
Do the
You know.
conversion thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, if you wanted to make it 1 at a 5th level, yeah, I made a bean, put it in the dirt, and watered it.
Okay.
Now, hand wave.
So yep, you put the bean into the ground, and you. So what spell are you doing for water?
Oh, I thought that was like the same.
Oh, create food and water. Okay, yeah, you're doing that together.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, I created the bean and then watered the earth.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Yep. So you do it, and a like obvious like magic beanstalk thing grows out and shoots from the floor to the ceiling, and hits that text, and then on the ceiling where that hit, a door appears, like pushes out from the sandstone. And, it's like a rectangular shape, kind of like a door, but it seems to have like a latch mechanism and stuff like that. Like we can tell, our characters can tell that it's like a doorway type thing.
Okay. Yeah, Redair's like, there we go. That's her way out.
It was like,
So Redair's going to start climbing up the
yeah.
beanstalk.
I was like,
They still fly up.
this test isn't so bad. Yep. So climbing. I assume Small Leaf is going as well.
Small,
Yeah, he's gonna
climb
stay
it in
behind.
his sleep.
Yep. He doesn't even
Smalley
need to climb it.
backflips up it.
He just wills himself up. Yeah. He does a cartwheel up the beanstalk.
Yeah, he does an unending
From where he
backflip
was
that just
sitting-
propels him.
Wait, how high is it?
50 feet.
He just
Don't I jump
cartwheels,
60
from
so I can
here.
literally just stand at the bottom?
I mean, I
and
don't know if you can jump
through-
straight up 60
through the
feet.
fucking
but
hole. Do you want to challenge me?
I
I'll
do.
roll the athletics.
I do.
Up 14. I'm climbing.
You're able to climb it.
Well, Smallleaf has the boots to let him jump 3 times his movement.
Well, that's what I mean,
so-
but like, yeah, it's I don't know. You have a 15-foot vertical, Tim. You want to jump?
Yep, I'm the next.
I mean-
I'm the next superstar basketball player.
I mean, if he's got a 15-foot vertical, he at least is a 45-foot vertical.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Jesus. You jump over 2 basketball players, like, hello, goodbye.
while also being 3.5 foot tall.
Yeah, exactly. He is the basketball. So we all go through the door and end up. The door is kind of weird. Like, as we all go through the door, we kind of spill out to a normal room and, like, fall maybe, let's say, like 10 feet. And as we're all in here, the room. I'm just going to move all of this.
Orientation swap.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like some Ocarina of Time, like, forest temple thing.
We're locked in this currently, this layer.
Yep. Yeah, I was just revealing it.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Now, top right. Very similar
Yep.
looking room, except now, so the door that was like behind us that we came out of is completely sealed now. It's smooth sandstone again. But here, we actually see...
Were you supposed to be in the middle of the room?
No,
The
we
right
all
side.
we all fell out on this side. But what
Okay.
we see on the far end is kind of like... We kind of see like a little crack, and there seems to be like some blue stuff hanging there on the wall.
If nobody acts, Elysia will fly straight toward it, but
Okay.
Radair's going to start walking towards it, but Alicia's going to get there first.
Okay.
Fine.
Molly sprints towards it and hits it with his staff.
Okay.
top tier. Let him go. He will definitely get there before me. He's got so
Right.
much movement.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, so Smallleaf, you run up and hit with your staff. Just do damage. Okay, 9 bludgeoning damage. You hit this thing, and your staff seems to kind of like bounce off a little bit. And it does kind of like a flubbery motion or whatever. And then suddenly, in the kind of it's kind of like a jello type thing. Suddenly, in the jello forms like a face. He says, "Ah, rude." Not like a human face, but like a jello face. like
Smalley
Like
bows,
Mr.
apologizes, and walks away.
okay.
I'm very sorry.
You just hit
From the
everybody
side.
that you see and then walk away? Well, at least he did say. And then you can kind of tell Elysia, he looks at you. It looks at you. It's like a male voice.
Smalley will respond with that with my free unarmed and punch the wall as a response.
Like near the thing?
Yeah, like over here.
Okay.
Let him
Clearly putting a dent in the wall. So,
Okay. Yeah, so you punch it and he's like, "Oh, I think I actually almost felt that. That was impressive."
he asked, is my response to hit things. So, clearly.
Yeah. It is.
And I walk away.
If the
Over-
face looks
I'm
at
over here
Elysia,
now.
yeah, if the face looks at Elysia would be like, his response is to hit things with the greatest of effectiveness. But we were put into here and explains maybe like the Sparkness version of what happened, and we got through the first trial, and now we have to get through the second trial. What is your wisdom?
The trial?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Rodeo's just like, yeah, do you have a name?
Um,
So I'm Roder.
I don't
I
think
don't
they
know.
ever gave me a name.
They? Who's they?
I don't know. It's a good question. I think I've always been in this room, though.
Hmm.
Elysia might try to explain, like, where we were to Akenra to. We were told to get through this trial, and we saw this great battle. Why? Why, are you so oblivious? Maybe. I don't know if she'd be smart enough to ask that question, actually. I actually think she would just explain what happened and be like, "You have to let us through." She would not make that connection.
Let you through? I'm the one that's stuck here.
You're stuck on the wall.
I think so.
Can we get you off?
I don't know. Can you?
Oh no. Oh man, not these mind games. Hmm.
I can downcast another spell to get him out of here.
What spell?
Dispel magic. I guess without even thinking, Elysia is just gonna do a 5th level dispel magic.
Okay.
See if we can get him out of here.
I could punch more walls.
So, see, I'm gonna hit dispel magic. Do I not have one of those? I don't think I have a shortcut for that.
I cast compelled duel. No. Fight me, no.
I actually don't have a dispel magic, so can I like link this? But I'm casting it at a 5th level, so it's 2 above. So
Yep.
So if it's a 5th level, it immediately ends, or whatever I have to roll here.
So what did you cast the spell on? On the...
Like the face, like trying to dispel the magic that is binding it, if that is an
Right.
option.
Okay. Yep.
Like
I just meant
like
the
the
target is
magical
like
effect.
him, basically.
Yeah, whatever is like here.
Okay. 1 second.
So I guess based on this, because it's for each spell a 4th level or higher, an immediate decast would be
Well,
fifth.
if you cast it as a 5th level, you
Yep,
automatically end
fifth
fifth
or
level.
below, and then 6th would be the roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you cast it at 5th.
We're going with what I have.
Okay, I was trying to look at some. Let me see here. What was that, Oh, wait, no, I think I remember what it was called. Yeah, there we go. In fact, actually, I'll just type that in. Okay. So you cast Dispel Magic on it, and it goes off. You believe that it was successful, but the face is still there.
Is
Radare's
a
going. Oh, good.
go ahead, there.
Radare's going to use the Mage Hand cantrip and see if he can use the Mage Hand to like scrape it off the wall.
Okay. So that's a yeah. I mean that's just a
It's
cantrip.
a cantrip, so it's just
Yep.
he can't like lift a lot.
Right.
What's there's like a
Yeah.
limit to how much?
So
Yeah, 10 pounds. So it's
right.
just kind of more of a like, can he pry it off the wall?
So the hand goes and like starts rubbing against him. He's like, "Ah, man, that kind of hurts. What are you doing?" Ah, and it doesn't seem like it's coming off.
Okay.
And then
So
what was
but it is like almost like a flubber kind of consistency.
yeah.
Okay.
I would say that it's not like it is like this room is very similar to the previous room, but you do see that this thing is inside of a crack.
Okay.
So there's like some whatever like fissure or something in the wall here. So that's the only like this is the only kind of like
How big is the
objective.
crack? Like floor to ceiling or?
No, it's very small. Like it's I'd say like 6 inches or to like a foot or something. And he
Okay.
is completely encompassing it. Like he is bigger than it.
Oh, okay.
Does Elysia think that her dispel magic like worked?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe she would like walk up and try to just like push him like this direction. Maybe say something like I tried to dispel the magic that holds you, and maybe just like push him
Okay.
like north from here.
Yeah. So similar to the mage hand, it's just kind of like squishing his face, and he's like, I think it's almost working.
Alicia might then turn back and think like if she knew that the dispel magic maybe succeeded is like I don't think he's here magically. Like I don't know how he's
I think
here,
he's
but
just physically stuck.
maybe we have to peel him off.
That's what I tried to do. Unless I need to apply more force.
Maybe Alicia asks then like, "What are you, by the way? Are you jelly?"
Yeah. Are you jelly, bro?
Right.
um. He is like, I don't I don't really know. I can look around myself where you guys can't seem to be able to move your face, so maybe I don't know what jelly is.
Radair, is he evil?
Uh, Radair will be like, I don't know. I can find out. I'll use another divine sense.
Could you
But
paste
kind
it
of,
again?
it goes out. Oh, you want me to paste it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could scroll up.
Like,
I'm dead. I
So
knew it.
he is not celestial, fiend, or undead. Nothing in this room is consecrated or desecrated. But again, Rodera, you notice the aura around Elysia, except it is not as faint this time.
A little stronger.
And you do sense that it is an aura of good,
Okay.
very specifically now.
Oh. Yeah. Radair's not necessarily going to mention it,
Right.
but
Yeah, in terms of the blue face in the wall, no information.
yeah, Radair's like, no, I don't sense anything about the blue jelly creature, or any other consecrated or desecrated areas in this room. Where there's like, I'm gonna try something. Um, Hold on. All right, get ready for a wall of text.
Okay.
Telekinesis.
Moosh.
You gain the ability to move or manipulate creatures or objects by thought when you cast the spell, and as your action each round for the duration, you can exert your will on one creature or object you can see within range, causing the appropriate action below. Same target or different target. So I assume it counts as a creature, but either way,
Yeah.
it's. You can try to move a huge or smaller creature. Make an ability check with your spellcasting ability contested by the creature's strength check. Okay, so I would make a charisma check, and it would make a strength check.
Okay.
Oh, no.
What direction are you trying to pull it out?
Yeah.
Okay. So
You move the creature 30 feet in any direction, including upward, but not beyond the range of the spell. Until the end of your next turn, the creature is restrained. A creature lifted upwards. Okay.
Yep. So, upon using telekinesis, you automatically succeed because he does not contest you.
Okay.
You use the ability telekinesis and immediately pull it 30 feet, but the issue is that once he moved a little bit, he expands immediately to fill the entire room.
Okay.
And I have to change the room now. Yep.
He's an unwilling jelly bro. I unspelled him, but he's still.
Does it look blue in here now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the entire room is now filled with a gelatinous cube. And initiative begins.
No.
Not the unwilling gelatinous man.
No,
Feel for him.
I'm a flubber.
They grab a drink real quick.
Battle music.
Battle music.
Yep. Oh.
Oh, I guess I'm technically concentrating on that spell still, so.
Nice.
Because it's a concentration spell. And this thing fills like floor to ceiling as well.
Yep. As far as we can
Okay.
tell.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right, you're up first.
How did I win initiative? What? So Gelatinous Cube fills the area, and I guess Jordan from Elysia standpoint,
That's funny.
are we like this feels like violent, right? Or like I guess does
So,
Elysia feel like this is under his control?
I actually have to check something now that you mention that.
Yeah, because if this isn't his control, I don't know if Elysia can like actually attack him.
So the I don't know if Elysia would know the exact. I mean, I guess maybe Rodaire would have explained like what he was doing, like he was pulling. You just think that this thing was like, yeah, some type of jelly thing, and it was stuck in the wall, and Rodaire pulled it, and he just like, he was just like trying to come in here and got stuck, and then whenever he was helped a little bit, he just completely filled the whole room. Like, you think? Yeah.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Can Elysia move here and inspect the crack to see if we can, like, maybe get through it instead of hurting the gelatinous cube? Like, she, like, moves up and, like, inspects the wall or, like, sees if it's, like, attackable.
Yeah, roll, investigation. I'll say that everywhere is difficult terrain right now. When looking at the crack, I mean, it just seems, like, it seems way too tiny and dark. It doesn't really actually seem that much of interest.
Okay. Is that my full action, or can I also attack the crack?
You could do that, yes.
Okay, I would like to attack the crack in the wall right afterward, because I feel like Elysia's doesn't want to hurt this being because it seems like it didn't mean to hurt us.
Okay. One thing I'll say is that it is extremely hard to breathe right now because, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What about if I have the cloak of the mana ray on?
You're being like suffocated. Like you're being
okay.
Everybody's being like compressed and choked right now, basically.
Okay.
Yep.
So
yeah, it's not it's not like a submerged thing. Otherwise, yeah, that would have worked.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, Elysia's gonna draw the Sun Sword and just try to, like... I guess it's also up to you. Like, at 19 strength, is it better to attack it with a sword or try to, like, break it with my hands? Like, what is Elysia's instinct here based on the wall?
You think if you would swing the sword, you would attack the cube, so you would probably want to use your hands.
Okay. Yeah, and in that case, Elysia will... Yeah, because I have 19 strength with the gloves. Elysia's gonna try to, like, grab the wall and start, like, making a hole for everybody as best she can.
Okay. Roll a, like, strength check, I guess. Just a normal strength check.
Oh, I hit... Oh, yeah, strength saving. My bad.
Okay.
Can I have the other one?
Yeah. Yeah, what was the bait? Oh, yeah, so I guess it would have been a 12. So yeah, you try to put your hands in the crack, but it's, like, too small to really get your fingers into, you feel? So it's, like, really hard to get even a good grip.
If possible, Elysia would shout, like, maybe, like... From her feeling, like, it's not this thing's fault, like, let's open the wall. Like, let's escape or something, like, just shout out to the group.
So it's extremely hard to talk in here, but, yeah, you try shouting.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody might see me, like, attacking the wall there, like, pulling.
Yeah, there's, like, it's not quite as blue as we see it here. It's, like, lighter. So, yeah, everybody can see everything that's going on. You know, it's, like, transparent. It's not, like, really opaque at all. So, yeah, we're covered on the visual front. It's just the talking through jelly.
Yeah. She tries, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like, this is a trial. Come on, everybody.
Anything else on Elysia's turn?
I don't think I have anything else.
Okay.
I don't have any like good bonus actions. I could. No, that's it.
Small leaf.
I just had an idea.
I don't know if I like or dislike the laugh there, CJ.
What is your
No,
move speed? Because this is difficult terrain. I don't know if monks have something, but definitely trying to move through this jelly is
I don't seem to have anything for difficult terrain,
okay.
but I have 55 movement, so
Okay, so you could move 25 feet if you're not gonna like dash or anything. But or wait, did you say? Wow, yeah, 25.
Leap.
is this classified as a liquid?
That's a great point.
Oh no, that's not gonna work though.
That's a great point. Let me get back to you on that.
I mean, it's technically like a jelly, so that doesn't count.
Is a
as
jelly
liquid.
more like a liquid or a solid?
No,
I don't
I
know.
don't remember. I remember talking about this in science class.
That's weird.
Robert.
Why? Why do you ask? I think it'd be easier to answer.
Crawford.
Because if it's classified as
not
difficult,
as
doesn't difficult terrain mean like tripping and shit and falling?
No, just your move speed is halved.
Oh, because with unarmed movement, it increases you by 25, but you have the ability to move vertically across surfaces and across liquids on your turn without falling during the move.
Yeah, so yeah, you're definitely good on the not falling front, but if you don't have something that reduces...
I do not, apparently.
The alternative, as I'm gonna rules
Well, I'm
lawyer,
just gonna
is that
dash and fucking end up at the wall.
he's half the size of everybody else, so he has to move through half the amount of jelly.
And I'm Jesus, basically.
By volume.
That's my lawyer right there.
Technically, he's inside of the gelatinous cube. He's not on the walking on the surface.
He's bouncing between the jelly molecules because he's so tiny.
He has less resistance because he's small as heck.
Right.
But yeah.
My plan was to polymorph it, but the thing is, when you polymorph, like once you attack all the hit points, it just reverts back to its form. So then we're right back to where we started.
We can always make him small as heck and then break the wall and then leave.
Yeah.
Put him in our backpack and we'll bring him along, save him later.
Polymorph him into like a bug, stick him in the wall, and then polymorph him into a T-Rex or a gator so it just breaks through the wall.
Yep.
Actually, or does polymorph specify that it like shunts the creature?
I mean, even still, just polymorph him into a frog, and he's like, "This is fine." And we bring him with us when we leave. Break the wall. Cosmic brain.
So Smalley, if you dash to the wall, and then
I did.
any other actions?
Uh,
I mean, I guess you have your bonus action in case we were going to do anything.
yeah, but I wouldn't know what to do with it.
Punch the wall.
Yeah, but technically, my unarmed strike is classified as a bonus action, but I can't do it unless I hit with my staff, so...
Oh, damn.
Oh, I guess that's my turn.
Okay. Redair?
Okay. I'm still concentrating on telekinesis, so I'm going to try to pull the gelatinous cube back into the crack.
Okay.
So I gotta make a charisma check.
Do you want to push him into the crack or away to make a hole for us?
Well, see, that's the thing I don't know, because he's filling the entire space. There's not really anywhere
Yeah,
for him to
I,
go but back into the
I'm
crack.
trying to wonder if after your initial pull and
like, can I?
yeah, he is now considered whatever the hell dimension unit this is, which is certainly larger than huge. So I don't think your telekinesis would work anymore.
Yeah, move a huge or small. Yeah, he's definitely not
Right.
huge or smaller. Okay, yeah, so I can't use that spell anymore. That's basically done.
Right. So you don't need to concentrate on it anymore.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Telekinesis.
Well, let's save him.
Yeah. I guess Redare will cast Polymorph just to buy us time.
Yeah, if you can turn him into a bunny, that's like
yeah.
We're
Fireball.
especially if he's doesn't want to do anything.
Yeah. Let me. Okay, I already linked Polymorph. Creature you can see within range. Unwilling creatures to make a Wisdom save. Spells no effect. Targets. Yeah, I'll cast Polymorph. On the gelatinous cube, and yeah, we'll turn it into a bunny.
Okay.
It's gotta make a Wisdom saving throw versus DC 18.
Okay. And that's for an unwilling creature?
Yeah, for an unwilling creature. A willing creature, it just works.
Okay. Well, it just works.
Yay, it's willing.
Can we bring him?
Actually,
put him in the pocket.
I was gonna say, I want to transform it not into a bunny, but into something that can talk. Because I want to be able to communicate with it.
I have my, what you calls it?
But yeah, you can speak with it, anything. Well, it's got to have a language, though, right? All spoken language. Any creature that can understand a language can understand what you say. Yeah, I want something that can communicate back.
Right.
Well, yeah, so...
As we're transitioning out of battle music.
Yeah, yeah, let's just transform it into...
You didn't play it in the last one.
Let's just transform it into I don't know, a human, standard person, like, commoner. That'll make it easy to interact with.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm concentrating on that.
I was gonna say, let me see if I have like a little person here I could drop.
And one.
Stick figure.
Yeah, right. I could. I could have. I still have.
Spider-Man. Oh no! That's it. That's the one. That or Spider-Man. Come on.
Bugbears too.
Oh Jesus.
Where's Spider-Man?
Here's the Knolls. I actually don't know. I think Spider-Man is literally only on that.
Dang it.
One map. I mean, I typed in something to get it, but.
I transform it into Redare. Yes. Now there's two of me.
Hello.
Trace.
Hello, human. You have rescued us.
Transform it into whores.
Right.
That's it. Fuck Oliver Olgin. Where's whores? The only one that matters.
Oh, that's funny. I still have the first token, I think, that you used as rain until we did the redo of the session.
Probably.
I think this was the first art.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And then that became rain.
Yeah, yep. Way better than the plant.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I did rain until rain wasn't rain, and then, yeah, I made this one, which I may have stole the pixel art and then changed the hair and sword color, but I added the shield.
Why do I have this?
That shield was all me.
Why do you have that?
I don't know. Yeah, I'll just type in human
Human.
person, man, human,
Commoner.
villager. Yeah, commoner.
Or villager.
Premium asset, freebies. Bunch of people with spears. Townsfolk. There we go. Oh yeah, dude, horse is in here somewhere. I recognize this art. Come
Welcome to my mind flayer character,
Yeah.
Human.
Yeah. Human.
Everything is fine. We are all friends.
Jesus.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, Ritter's like, okay. There.
So this random farmer guy appears. Where the oh, I guess I could get rid of that.
You don't need the blue square then.
Alright, I'm gonna call you Jerry, so... Just so I have a name to refer to you as. Yes, Jerry. Alright, Jerry, so... What do you think about being a human?
Yeah. So Jerry, whenever he comes out, he's just like, oh, thank you. You rescued me.
Yep, sure did.
Oh, I can't believe that I'm a human again.
Ritter like
Although
looks at the group for a moment. Is like,
Right, like what?
giving a like, I don't human again. I cast a spell on him. That's not permanent.
Yeah. Right, he's like crying. He's like, thank you so much. I'm glad that that'll never happen again, or I'll hold you personally responsible. You're like, so we gotta go. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he said, although I still don't remember how I got here, but I do remember looking like this at some point.
Ritter just kind of like looking at the group, like, what do I do now?
I think on Elysia's standpoint, like, I think
We
she
just
is
shoot
gonna.
Jerry.
Well, then he reverts back to a gelatinous cube.
Yeah, I
He
think.
uses
How does a
polymorph.
dead thing revert into anything, though?
Well, because he's polymorphed. It doesn't. When you reduce that form of all of its hit points, it reverts to its
To what
previous
it
form.
was, right?
Yeah, you can't kill something that's polymorphed. It just reverts back
Damn it, Jerry.
to where it was before.
So theoretically, we have an hour.
Yeah.
I think
He has an hour.
from Elysia's standpoint, she's gonna keep like pulling at the wall because I don't think typically Elysia would value the life of a common person, but she is valuing Jerry as a trial, so she's almost not paying him any mind where she wouldn't normally do that.
Right.
So Elysia will keep pulling at the wall and not pay mind to Jerry because she's more concerned about exiting the trial and helping everybody that she loves, as opposed to like some beans or some asshole with a fucking some horse guy.
Right.
Yeah, that's her thing. So whatever happens next, she's just clawing at the wall still.
Okay. If you want to roll like another strength check.
Okay, I can do that.
Mo goes up to Jerry, and he's like, "Hey, Jerry. Name's Mo. Elysia over there. She's the well-armored one, standing behind the other well-armored one, standing next to the barely armored one. Basically, Elysia there's going through this whole, trial thing. There was some guy named Akan Ra. I'm sure you know of him, since everybody knows him. So we're doing these trial things, right? This is the second room that we've been in. We're kind of a little bit stuck, kind of like you were just moments ago on the wall. Whenever Radair here, he's this, this paladin here. He, the second most armored one, probably. Whenever he pulled on you, you kind of came out and filled the whole room and started choking everybody in here. Definitely don't want that to happen again. So we were just looking to move on to the next challenge. And this room is yours. It's an awesome room, but we need to get to the next room so that we can leave you alone in this room so that you can do you and not suffocate us in approximately 59 minutes time, when you may or may not have the entire room to yourself, in a manner of speaking, when we're not in it. So do you know about how to go on? And Jerry just kind of looks at Mo. Says, well, I was stuck in another room and I tried to come over to this one, but I got stuck in that crack there, and it was kind of cool. It was nice being in this room a little bit, and I do kind of like this room better than that one. This one's a little bit more spacious. In fact, I could probably live in this room. So at that, Mo is like, okay, yep, that's cool, and comes over to Elysia, and he's like, how's that crack coming? He said there's another room there. So with a strength roll of 15, you start to get a little bit better grip on the crack, but it just feels like you're trying to move a boulder. You don't feel like you're getting anywhere.
Did we see what Smallleaf pushed? Is he's trying to grab with me because he moved up to the wall too, or at least punch it?
What, Smallleaf? What did you do?
He moved up, but he didn't do anything yet with his
Right,
movement. But
right,
now that
right.
everything is down, like, what did Smallleaf do in tandem to my 15
I can
strength?
get rid of the turn order too.
Yeah, because Smallleaf moved up and I'm grabbing, but Smallleaf used his whole stuff to go. So what? Yeah, like what was his action in tandem?
Yeah, are you gonna hit the crack? Are you gonna help pull? Or are you gonna?
I'm just gonna hit the spot I hit earlier, then 18,
Okay.
and another 8.
Okay. So you hit the wall in roughly the same spot a second time, and I assume you're hitting like the spot that you punched after talking with Jerry here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you hit it and nothing seems to happen. Very similar to when Elysia and Mo like slashed the previous room. It does not seem like the wall is reacting, getting marks, anything like that. No, like, dust is going anywhere or falling, no sand is dropping to the ground.
Can we peer through the crack and see anything on the other side? I know you said it was dark, but is there any if we peer in closer?
Now that the now that Jerry is out of it, anybody could attempt to peer in there now.
Okay, yeah, Radair's gonna go up and peer through.
Okay. So yeah, now you don't even need to roll. You only see a little bit into the other room, but you can kind of make out that you're guessing that it's a similar room to this, but there does seem to be like some structure or something in it a little ways from the crack, but the crack is so thin that it's like hard to really get details.
Yeah.
But you can tell that it's like that same floor, same lighting. There just seems to be like, oh yeah, there's like something. Maybe it's like kind of gray or something. Like oh, a little bit from the crack. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, so Radar's kind of thinking to himself, hmm. Yeah, there's definitely something on the other side. There's another room over there. I don't know how we're gonna break through this though. Radar's gonna kind of test it, not like trying to break it, but just like, just feel if it feels secure. And he's like, yeah. Hmm. What to do about that? Wait, Elysia, you can also change things.
Hmm?
What if you changed two of us to something really small and just flew through the crack? Although we'd need a way to get the other two of us on the other side. But you could at least scout it out, or some two people could at least scout it out first.
Does
Well,
how small does polymorph let you get? Because I know like
tiny.
druids are
Like,
limited.
Transforms a creature into a new form. Spell has no effect on transformation lasts for the duration. The new form can be any beast whose challenge rating is equal to or less than the target's. I guess technically it has to be a beast, so technically it couldn't
there,
be a human, but
well, there are any tiny beasts. Like,
yeah.
Hmm.
Target's
Yeah,
game
there doesn't
statistics.
seem to be a size limit.
But it's gotta be a beast in the monster manual.
Right.
so the bad news is that actually I guess because we can do what up to how many here? One
How many what?
polymorph. So I can do
You could twin it and get two at a time. But
So
what
the crack is like really small, but I just looked it up, and giant ants are considered beasts, and therefore to me, regular sized ants are considered beasts. So if we would turn into like an ant or like a centipede, millipede thing, like something that small, or like a little pill bug thing, we would be able to make it through.
yeah.
and I
Roly poly oly.
You'd
I
have to cast
above
quite a few fourth level spells though to
yeah, it's a fourth level spell, and I above fourth have none. Like fourth and above, I have one fifth level. So
you could can you
technically,
basically convert your sorcery
no,
points into spell slots?
no. After the last encounter, I have one sorcery point.
How many low level spells do you have? Because you could, but
True,
it's not going
I
to be
have
efficient. But creating spell slot, convert spell
yeah.
slot to sorcery points.
I
You
don't
gain
have
a
a
number of
lot,
yeah, you gain a number of sorcery points equal to the slot's level.
right? So I have three first and three second.
Okay. So three firsts, 3 seconds. So
Mm,
that's 9 points you could get. How many points do you currently have?
one.
So you could get 10 total.
Yep,
A fourth level slot is 6. So you could get one more, basically. So you'd be able to cast it twice.
I can get
Which
us in there. Yeah, true.
now, do you have to be able to see that you can see within range? You'd have to be able to see both Mo and Redair through the crack.
Well, I no, it's once I do it, then they're fine. But then everything else is what's the problem.
Oh, I see. So what you could do is twin polymorph, say Mo and Small Leaf, they go through, do some
Yep.
sorcery point conversion, then cast it on Elysia and Redair, and then we go through. See, I wish I could give you like my sorcery points because it's like I have a ton.
Well, doesn't
Well,
Redair have
yeah. Do you have enough to polymorph?
I mean, if I polymorph, then I can. I don't have twin spell though.
How many
How many?
polymorphs can you cast? One?
I can cast. I have two more fourth level spells, and then I could do the whole switcheroo thing.
Right.
So yeah, I could, and I have like all of my first and second and third level
Right.
spells.
So if you
Well,
get Mo and Smalley through, and then Elysia just uses hers on Redair and herself, and then everybody's through. So like,
yeah,
yeah, like Elysia would have to lose through the conversion
One.
thing, I guess. Like all, or do
Literally
you have
every
one? Yeah,
everything I have, basically.
almost. Yeah.
well, and if you twin it, that costs sorcery points too, equal to the spell's level, right?
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We would just say that.
So,
Yeah, you could spend everything for it, but yeah.
so conversion of a 5th level would give me 4, and then yeah. Without going into the bigger math, I think if CJ could do one person, I could do two.
Yeah, well,
Then at
I
least
can I can
one.
do two people. Like I
Okay.
can do one at. It would have to be one at a time, but I could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do. I guess we'll do that. So I'll have to drop concentration on Jerry, and then he'll turn into the cube. But you know,
Okay.
that's fine. Like,
Poor man. Okay.
Hey,
well,
Jerry,
I
can you
feel
get in the
like
corner?
it's. Yeah, I assume it's going to be one of those things where, like, yeah, we'll be able to hold our breath for long enough for me to cast and concentrate
Right.
on it, you know, without too much risk of things going bad. But if there is, we can do that. So, yeah. So is that the plan then? I'll use my two fourth level spells.
Yep.
Send I don't know, Mo through first,
Yep. That's fine.
and then yeah. So okay, yeah. So I'll do that. So let's initiate our plan.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there goes. So I'm dropping concentration on Jerry, and then concentrating on polymorph Mo into an ant, or just we'll say a centipede. They're probably a little
Right.
hardier. Actually, no, ants are pretty strong. We'll go with an
Yeah.
ant.
So the plan, as we had it laid out, is successful. Like, rather than us doing a bunch of
All the math and
Yeah, like,
okay, I'm gonna cast this spell
fancy
now.
stuff.
Gotta,
Okay,
With
this time.
the math is the immersion.
Hold on. Hold on, Jerry. I need to pull out your blue cube again.
So we are successful. All the stuff gets spent, so you can mark that and stuff. But we make it into the third room.
I have nothing left, boys. Got nothing. I was already spent before.
yeah, we're gonna. That's good thinking though, too, because like I said, I still have all of my sorcery points and first, second, and most of my third level spells. But now I'm out of fourth and fifth, so
I'm hoping I get carried by the selflessness of everything we've done.
yeah.
like, well, you don't have this level spell slot. Well, I literally brought a bitch back from the dead. So, please. What? That punishes us? That is Ra's will.
It's okay. We're using spell slots creatively, so.
Ooh, bottom right quadrant.
And this scene is where we shall
Oh
leave
God.
today's session.
Resident Evil ass puzzle bullshit.
Well, my first thought is like the Avatar: fire, earth, water,
So,
and air.
The
And
scene,
Your avatars and see where we go.
the scene that we see ahead of us is a stone structure in the center. It's kind of this grayish color.
Sacrifice.
That is a like altar slab type thing, you know, like waist high, something like that. And then also in the room is otherwise like the same as the other rooms and stuff, like smooth and all that crap. And as we came through here, the last two people, Elysia and Radair, the crack seals behind us, so we are no longer being suffocated by Jerry. But there are 4 colored pillars in the room that are emanating light of the color that they are represented there that you can see. But that is where we will end today's session.
In
Okay,
our
Dr. Kane.
restroom, it is.
Into peeing I must.